Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sequoia Enterprise Solutions. So, for the last so many months, the training has been emphasized on the commercial lending side of it. Yes, we are very busy. Currently, right now in our pipeline, I believe that we have over 60 loans that we are processing at the same time right now. But however, what we believe in is that there is a program out there that can help each one of us to reach to the next level. For any company to grow, in order for you to grow or for a company to grow, it has to have a pivot point. And for the longest time, I believe that for this company to get to the next level, or for you and I to financially to have absolutely changed, this program, it is the game changer. We have been talking about this thing for over a year now. We did a lot of trial and error. Many of you already been through a lot of trainings. You met our service provider, so on and so forth. I believe that it's time now for us to put our focus back into this particular program right here. If you're talking about just commercial lending, yes, this is definitely a very niche. Not many people are doing it, but however, also for commercial lending, not your it's very unlikely that you can get along every single day, or you can get along even a month. And I see a lot of agents that join our company that it's just having a difficult time to generate any deals at all. This is the nature of lending. People are shopping around. Every deal that come onto our pipeline is just not that easy to make it work. But however, with this program, with this service on our platform, it can definitely change. There's nothing for us to sell. There's nothing for us to sell. And this one is actually every single company out there do need service and product like this. So you hear the talk from Bobby, which our VP on wellness. He has been he did a lot of trainings to talk about this particular program. You heard from Corey, one of our service provider, to talk about this program. You also hear many other advisors that talk about this. But however, today is the time Sequoia need to pivot our focus. From now until the end of the year, I would like everybody to focus on this particular program. Once you understand what this is, you will see the power of what this program can do for you. In the old days, during the COVID time, the government come out with a lot of programs that help small businesses, and one of them being PPP. We helped 3,000 businesses to receive PPP fund. Now, what is the reason? Why is the reason for us to employ the PPP? Is because we believe that once you give something free to a business owner, you open up the door. Now you can stand in front of the decision maker of their company to actually not only just help them out, but also have the chance for you to share with them what you can actually do for them other than just give them the PPP, such as financial, such as funding, such as many other products and services that we have on our platform. However, that PPP is gone. It's no more. It's finito. But however, this program right here, it's here to stay, and it's getting better and better and better by the year. So without further ado, I would like to introduce a very powerful speaker tonight. Many of you have not seen him. He has been in the back end and helping the business grow, helping the company to grow. But however, he is one of the brain behind the entire operation. He has been in this industry for over 10 years. He understands this particular program inside out. Why a lot of other people and other companies trying to understand and trying to mimic what he does? He is the pioneer of this industry. Okay, so today he is here partnering up with Sequoia and share with every single one of us what this program really is. Well, how can the wellness program help small businesses? Why this program even exists? A lot of you ask, hey, what is the catch? There got to be something good behind this. Otherwise, the government is not going to approve it, right? So also, how do you do an elevator pitch? How do you talk to your business owners to introduce this program? And most importantly, he's going to share with us an actual case that we have done yesterday, not 1 year ago, not 2 years ago, but yesterday. We enrolled a company into this program, 32 employees, to share with you exactly what this company can actually get every single employee, what do they get. So there's a lot of information, a lot of material with this presentation. So I encourage everybody to listen up and see what we have to offer. So without further ado, Hugh, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Alan. Just to be clear, I've been an insurance agent now for 19 years. I've got my own practice, my own agency, and I was introduced to the product of the self-insured medical reimbursement program by Will Schwab. And many of you guys have probably met Will. Will is the guru in the industry. He knows it really, really well, but he met me over 7.5 years ago and has tutored me and helped me bring on this product to my companies. So, that's how you learn the best, when you get your hands dirty and you're helping your companies understand the need for this. But I want to be very, very clear. Like the biggest thing I want to actually kind of find out from some of you, you can demute your mic and exchange with me. I would like to ask, what do you think you're going to get out of tonight? Like, why are you on the call? So if someone wants to put up their hand and ask, I'll let Alan see who's able to talk and who wants to engage. But that would be a good thing to kind of figure out.
Well, don't be shy. This is the moment. Come on, we want to hear from you.
I'll guarantee it's going to be a lady first. They're always the bravest.
Always the greatest, right?
Absolutely.
So why don't we do this? If nobody show up, then we're going to just hang in here. We're not going to continue.
Yeah.
until somebody say something. How about this? Anybody? What would you like to get out of it? I think this is a very fair question because again, every Wednesday we have people come onto our meeting every Wednesday. So what is the reason that you are here? What do you want to get out of it? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be brave. Anyone? If you don't say anything, I'm going to pick on somebody now.
There you go.
Nobody?
No, someone's trying. What was her name?
You guys speak louder. Holly.
Huh?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Yes.
Why are you here?
So I try to learn more, like how to talk, how to take care my customer.
Customers?
Do the so we can do best, learn the true way how to do.
Okay.
Well, the correct way. Okay.
How to do it. All right. Fair enough.
Hey, we are here to make a residual income.
Hey, that is a good answer. That is
That's
absolutely
a
a good answer, Grace.
That'll work. That'll keep people motivated.
Yep.
Well, here, just to not to just kill time, but here's what I would like to share. One of the things that I want to talk about is exactly what we're bringing to the table and what your whole role in this. To be clear, you are all in the referral business. That's what you do. You're going to refer this product to people, to companies, and especially to those that you already know. Like, when Alan was talking earlier, he was talking about the PP loans and how you guys did over, what was it, like 3,000? You sold over to 3,000 different companies.
Yep.
So you already have great connectivity with decision-making people that would be very, very interested in what this whole product is all about. And later on, I'm going to be sharing the elevator pitch, but I want to make it very, very clear. This is not something that you have to know hands down. You don't need to know it back and forward. You don't need to understand all the insurance codes and all the IRS codes. That's our job. We need to know it, and we know it because we've been studying this now for years. What you need to do is know the relationship and think really intensely about, okay, who would be interested in saving money, no net cost to the company, net revenue coming back to the company, The employees get additional benefits of anywhere from $2,400 to $3,600 of additional benefits every year for each W-2 employee. Like, that's amazing. And there's no increase in cost whatsoever. And there's nothing coming out of the employees' take-home pay. On average, 90% of them actually have an increase in their take-home pay because we can't use up all their special allotment dollars. All right. So it's really, really fantastic what this whole presentation shows. Okay. So I wanted to make that clear. This is not about you guys understanding all the ABCs of the whole program. It's just actually sticking to what you guys do best. And that's referring businesses to something that's going to save them money and give them greater benefit. Okay. So I hope that helps take off a little pressure. All right. I'll go ahead and share my screen and then we'll get the presentation going. Okay. Where is it? Right here. Boom, boom. Can everybody see this okay?
Yes.
All right. New benefits offering. Alan asked earlier, what does Alteros mean? Alteros means higher standard. We're offering a higher standard strategically of a wellness program that you're all going to be able to witness tonight. This was actually offered to a company when the company actually decided, yes, we want to move forward. When Corey did actually a presentation with the entire employee group of the 32 employees and walked them through this whole presentation. Okay. So what we offer in this wellness is a virtual platform that's through Lyric Health. And Lyric Health was regarded as one of the #1 best companies of Fortune 500 companies that offers wellness. Okay. There's zero net cost for every eligible employee. It is important for you to know what companies are eligible. Okay. It's a company that has W-2 full-time employees. Okay. So they're W-2 full-time. 1099 employees will not work with this. Okay. They've got to be W-2 full-time. They have to have healthcare. They don't have to have healthcare through the company, but they'd have to have it through their spouse or through the marketplace. However, it's very, very important you understand they cannot have a subsidized plan. Okay. That would be an Obamacare plan or something like anything subsidized by the government won't fit with this because that would be a double dip. All right. So they've got to be full-time employees, W-2 employees, and have healthcare. If they don't have healthcare, we'll set them up with what's called a MEC plan. It's a minimum essential coverage plan, which actually would be paid for through the allotment dollars that are rewarded to them. Okay. Their EMHP reward. All right. And those dollars actually are going to be, from their tax savings that actually pay for, a MEC plan, a minimum essential coverage. So it's a great win. What's also offered under the virtual coverage, it's going to talk a little bit more. It goes, some of the other slides go into it in detail, but the virtual platform is amazing. But they also have dollars that are set aside for supplemental insurance benefits. Okay. Hospital indemnity, universal and term life are offered. Okay. All of these products are offered guaranteed issue, critical illness, disability, and accident plans, and all at no impact to their take-home pay. The thing that we emphasize over and over and over again is that last statement, because even when we go through presentations like this, and we're very clear, nothing's coming out of their take-home pay, when we do onboarding and enrollments, the first question we get is, how much is this going to cost me? Like, people, it goes right over their head that it's going to be no cost to them. All right. And here's the example of how it's no cost. If you take a look at this particular sample paycheck, right? This individual is getting paid $34.58 a month. Here's their deduction. So their tax liability is $575.60. Okay. That's what they're liable for. But with the wellness program, we take a pre-tax deduction on this wellness program right here, okay, of $12.20. And so now, instead of getting taxed on $34.58, they're getting taxed on $22.38. And often I'll ask people, what would you rather be taxed on? $34.58 or $22.38? They go $22.38, of course. Yeah, I don't want to pay taxes on more if I don't have to. And then this is their tax reserve dollars that actually get to use to fund the wellness program that I'm going to talk about here, and those additional benefits that I just referred to. Okay, so we walk them through Every employee is watching this, every employee sees this, and they get to see that what their paycheck would look like is the same take-home pay. Half, is shown right down here at the bottom. I got to move this up so I can show you. But see how the take-home pay remains the same. 2882.40 and 2882.40 over here, right? It's absolutely the same. So there's no change. Okay. This is Lyric, giving you an idea of the virtual benefits. They get urgent care that's 24/7, 365, on-demand access to licensed physicians for diagnosis and medication as needed. So that's one of the best benefits that they can have. Urgent care right from their home, where they get to actually talk to a doctor within seconds of communicating through their app. Okay. They also have primary care visits. And all of these services that are listed right here, all 6 of these that you see, all of them are zero copay, zero deductible, and unlimited service for them throughout the month. Okay. But this gets to every W-2 that signs up for the program. Primary care, then also integrated labs, annual wellness tests, and health risk assessments, behavioral health, so they actually could see professionals for long or short-term care, that's needed for behavioral health. Dermatology visits, you can literally show a doctor, what's going on with your arm or what's going on with your back, or take a vision, a picture of it, share it with them virtually, and they can diagnose a treatment for you. And then care navigation and coordination. A lot of people don't even know how to use their medical. All right. I've been in this industry for years. I know some of you have been in this industry for years at Sequoia, doing health insurance. And it's amazing how many people will spend thousands and thousands on their health insurance every month, but they don't know how to read their plan design. They don't understand how the co-insurance work. They're really not sure of what network they have available to service them and their family. So it's this navigation and coordination tool is fantastic. People love it. Another thing that's come on is GoLexi, and this is a virtual pet care. So people have got pets and they want to be able to take care of them. So this gives a virtual, a visitation for all their pets, 24/7 peace of mind with a dedicated team of veterinarians to reach out to. And it's low cost, is guaranteed. It's just an absolute essential for a lot of people, and they love this additional benefit. Okay. And the supplemental benefits are through Transamerica. So the accident advantage plan that is offered, right, it covers any accident on or off the job, pays cash directly to the recipient of the plan. So this is not coordinating necessarily with your health insurance. Your health insurance is completely separate. This is, just a benefit that will pay you, and you can use the money as you need to, want to, or have to. So if someone gets compensated, they've had an accident, they've been out of work, they haven't been able to work yet, but they've got to pay their rent. Well, then this money can be used toward paying their rent, and keeping the lights on at home and stuff like that. And again, no impact to the take-home pay. Another thing we emphasize just about on every single slide. This here is the critical illness plan, right? And this particular plan pays out in lump sum, cash lump sum amounts, depending upon the plan they choose, right? So it's either 15,000, 20,000, 25, or 30,000 lump sum. It'll pay out every 6 months for a critical illness, and they're all listed here: heart attack, stroke, cancer, or major organ failure. And it's all guaranteed issue, right? Again, no impact to the take-home pay. And this is a huge win for a lot of people. And again, it's money that they can use to keep the lights on, to make sure that their mortgage is covered or their rent is covered. I mean, it's exactly how they need to use the money that's going to best suit their life. On the universal insurance, right? This particular group got these particular plans: the accident, the critical illness, and universal life. Okay. And they had amounts of 25, 50, 75K, or $100,000 to choose from. And this particular plan, they can actually borrow on this money as it increases in cash value. They can get 2% annual return on it. It's a guaranteed product. And if someone actually had a critical illness, that they could actually utilize the borrowing of this money to pay for those needs while they're getting help. So it's a huge benefit to anybody who would reach out to get that. And then what we did in this, particular open enrollment meeting, we had this little scheduling icon right here for them to snap on and be able to, upload that to their phone so they could see all the different meeting times that were available, and they could set up a meeting in order to be able to, work with us and ensure that they were, getting their time set and their slot set so they can enroll in the products and stuff like that. So that's how it all happened. That's how this went down. Okay. So this is what it looks like to go through an open enrollment meeting for small groups, right? This is what we would do at the, just prior to them enrolling. They know what their enrollment date is. They know that their deadline is to have their enrollment done by the 19th. And now what we're seeing is our calendar fill up with different people that want to enroll. So that's, just really, really cool to see how they're taking this to the next level. Okay, so I'll stop sharing here. Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. Does anybody have any questions just on what I shared there with the actual enrollment?
Hugh, if you don't mind, can I jump in for a minute?
Yes.
So we actually been through a lot of trial and error how to make this efficient. We realized that if the client had a chance to talk to an expert, it will increase the success rate much, much, much more.
Yeah.
This company that enroll is actually my own client. When I talk to them about this particular program, they have a lot of questions, especially because the HR, the person, she is actually in the benefit business. She never
Okay.
heard of it. She
Right.
never heard of it. She has a lot of doubt in it. So I knew, and day one, I am not the expert. Try to answer all the questions. I don't
Right.
even intend to answer any questions that she asked me because again, we are on two totally different levels. So what I decided to do is to say, hey, listen, let me introduce you to my product specialist. He can answer all the questions that you have. So I connected, I don't want to name a name, so I connected her with Corey. And now, ever since then, I'm hand off. Now,
Yep.
Corey and her is actually back and forth for multiple times.
Yep.
Finally, Corey, not convinced, but Corey present enough information to her that she gets it. And once she gets it, now she talked to her CEO and she got the whole entire company enrolled. Now that process, okay, that process definitely takes a while. Um,
Yes.
take her sometimes to understand what this product is. But you
Right.
know what? This company right here, it's actually a chamber of commerce.
Yeah.
They have over 500 members that they are representing. So
Right.
now they understand what this is, and if their own company, 32 people all enroll. Now the next thing is that, Alan, how can I help you to promote this program to all my members? Because now she sees the benefit. So from this one client, I have the potential to get into 500 businesses
Right.
that she's representing. So many of us, I would suggest everybody to switch your hat. Instead of trying to become a product expert, take off that hat. Only connect the client with the experts, such as Hugh, Corey, or Bobby. Those are the three people that you want to connect with. So this is how it's going to work from this point on. Okay. From now on, when you submit a scenario form on the wellness program, do not collect anything. Don't collect the W4s, don't collect the sensors, don't collect anything until you set a meeting with Hugh or Corey or Bobby. So they will explain to your client exactly what this program is and why do they need this. Now we have many cases that's stuck in the pipeline. It's because the information is needed for every single column. If you never see a sensor, ask back office, they can send you a sensor. You can see there are many different columns that you need, and every single column you need to fill it out. And Hugh, if you don't mind, can you share with me about one of the case? Please don't name the name. Just share with one of the case that we have in the pipeline that's stuck for a long time, and the
Yeah,
client's getting frustrated. Show us what happened.
yeah. So what will happen is a lot of like it's in human nature to be able to, okay, I want to cheat the system. So, and you're not necessarily thinking of cheating the system, but what can I get away with here? There's a lot of information being requested. Well, how about if I just fill out this, 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 and this? And if they need any more, if they actually need all those columns, they'll get back to me, right? And that's our nature. That's every human's nature, right? And so we'll turn stuff in it's incomplete. In this particular business and this line of work, we're dealing with the IRS codes, we're dealing with, finances, and we're dealing with payroll. And all of those have incredibly meticulous requirements. All right. So all of the requirements that we ask, when we give a spreadsheet to someone and it's got all these different columns that need information on it, it has to be filled up correctly. Okay. When we've literally received someone who was very earnest in giving us information, but it was just incomplete. And then, if the company mentions that they have medical, right? But then we're not seeing the information that actually talks specifically about, the deductions for the medical or the deductions for the dental, right? There's supposed to be pre-tax deductions for those things in a business. If they're not shown to us, then we know that our calculations and everything we're doing on the back end are going to be incomplete or incorrect, just inaccurate. So we don't even feel great about messing with that. We want this to be complete as it's got to be filled out, according to the questions are being asked. One of the challenges for a lot of people is to even establish and understand, on the federal W-4s, were these under 219 registration or were they under past 2020? If they're 219 or earlier, then there's a different way to fill out the form. And if they're after 2020, then there's a different way to fill out the form. But those are things that your payroll person will absolutely know exactly how to fill out. And we've got to make sure that it's done correctly. Otherwise, every group that's not done correctly, it just doesn't move forward. It would stay in the Titan file and we would go, hey, we just need a complete form. As soon as we have a complete form, we'll help you. Because we can't be tracing or tracking down, this information by calling the payroll company for the person who's supposed to be handing this in to begin with, if that makes sense.
So what you're seeing, this is the sensor that we use. So again, every client will have a sensor form like this. Now, so
Yep.
this is the roadmap. When you submit the scenario form, the step number one, step number two, step number
Is someone
two.
trying to ask a question?
No, just background noise. We muted.
Okay.
Right. So
All right.
step number two is you have to set up a call with Hugh, Corey, or Bobby. So after they met with the owner of the business, then we will go out to collect those information. So at that point, they will have a better understanding what we need in order for this thing to go through. Once they submit the form to us, we submit it to the Titan file, which we already have a training on what that Titan file is. Now, Bobby is the one is going to monitor all these files and make sure this form right here is filled out complete. And if this form right here, if there's anything that is blank, that is not correct. So now he will kick it back to you and have your clients to fill out the complete form again. Until this thing is complete, this file is not going to go anywhere. Okay, so Bobby is become the gatekeeper to make sure that everything is complete and one is complete and correct. Then we will pull in Corey and Hugh's team to come in here to do the proposal. Once they receive the completed documentations, normally Hugh takes how long for us to get a proposal?
If it's complete, we can turn a proposal around in less than 2 days. If this document is absolutely accurate, yeah, we can get a proposal within 2 days.
Absolutely. So within 2 days, you get a proposal and then we move forward. Okay. So after you get the proposal, then we do the presentation. We are not us, but again, Hugh and Corey will do the presentations to talk to the business owner, and also all the employees. So after that, then we do enrollment. So in a normal situation, you should get a company enrolled within 30 days. And after 30 days, then the benefit will kick in and you will start getting paid every single month. So this is much, much easier than going out there to look for a loan. Now I want everybody to change our mindset. When the reason that we changed our company's name from Sequoia Lending to Sequoia Enterprise Solution is because we have some product and services on our platform that's much, much easier to promote, such as the wellness program that we're talking about right here. So I want everybody to change your philosophy, change your mindset that right now when you talk to your client, promote them, let them know that, hey, we can offer no out-of-pocket cost benefit to you and your employees. Okay. So now, Hugh, if you don't mind, can you share with us? We understand that the the employee got the benefit. What kind of benefit does the employer has? And also, we understand that there's a big beautiful bill that just came out and was told that the big beautiful bill has something to do. Have talked about the wellness program. Also, can you address that?
Well,
Hugh,
I'll let
before you do, I just also want to add, this census here is sometimes is something that really stops the process. So we will have a example census, okay? Once we have all that, we're gonna send it out to you guys. That way, when you send it to your business owner, they can see how one is filled out correctly. Okay.
yep.
And once that happens, maybe then it'll be easier for them to fill out every slot after they see a sample one. So we're going to provide that for you. Okay. I'm sorry, Hugh. Just want to
Yeah,
add
no,
that.
no worries. Yeah, the big beautiful bill really doesn't come into play until January. And so we've got a long time before we're ever going to actually see the effects of that, but it does support a lot of what we do. And it's Corey's read over it thoroughly. I have not. We've discussed it back and forth, so we just know that it's coming into play January 1. That's kind of a huge deal. But it's a lot of people, I think the biggest thing that I would actually emphasize from the big beautiful bill, a lot of people were trying to say, hey, well, what if Obama goes away? What if we lose Obamacare? What if this whole program gets washed? It's not going to go anywhere. There's way too many deep roots. Like, part of the things that were actually written in the plan, had to do with taxation for people and selling houses. I mean, that was in the Affordable Care Act. The reason why a lot of brokers don't even know about this particular plan, the self-insured medical and the participation of, preventative care, is because it was in volume 78, page 33,161. That's where they wrote the definition for this plan. Okay. So, what we're talking about and what I think is good to at least understand. A lot of people might say or use the argument, well, this is too good to be true. Well, it is true and it's very good, but let's see if your business qualifies. Okay? Let's just ask that. Let's see if it's, it is good and it's very true. How about if we just take a look and see if your business even qualifies? And you divert the whole "is it too good to be true" question with agreeing that it's excellent and it's very true. I've got companies that have been on this for years and have zero issue and absolutely love the program. Okay. The one thing I also wanted to actually discuss a little bit was just taking a look at a little bit of an elevator speech so that you don't get too wordy in actually helping someone understand exactly what this is going to do for them. You could literally have a conversation with a friend of yours who's a business owner, with someone you already have a relationship with, and say, hey, would you be interested in a program that's no net cost to your company? It brings net revenue back to your company at, and the tune of $639 for every W-2 that participates. Okay. And it also, doesn't replace any insurance or health broker that you're working with. Okay. It's very important for them to know that. All right. And there's net neutral cost for your employees. There's no effect to their take-home pay and they're getting additional benefits. When would be a great time to talk about this for you? Like, that's the elevator speech. That's like a quick, I was on a golf course and these guys were asking me, what do you do? And I said, I do an insurance. And they asked me, well, what sets you apart? And I open it up with saying, how many brokers offer you additional benefits, no net cost, bring revenue to the company, and everybody gets added benefit of anywhere from $2,400 to $3,600 of benefits per employee per year. How many brokers actually talk to you about that? And it's no cost to the entity. They go, how on the earth do you do that? And that just set me up for having a meeting right after that golf game. I went across the street to this guy's house and we had a sit down meeting and I showed him the whole program. Okay. So it works. I know it works firsthand. I can share a story of working with a company that I've had in my book of business for 7 years, right? I had great rapport with the owner. And I asked the owner, I said, hey, can I talk to your guys about this program? I was thinking he was going to say, sure, absolutely, just go for it. He was like, I don't think anybody needs it. We've got great benefits. You know the benefits. You provided us with great benefits. I don't think we need it. And I was so dumbfounded. I got off the phone and I was like, what? What just happened right there? So I called him back. I said, Scott, let me talk to your people. He goes, yeah, you could talk to them, but they're not going to be interested. And all 11 of them signed up because the people actually loved the news of additional benefit, no additional cost, and anything that was left over was going into their pay. It was that straightforward. Okay. So just think of yourself. You don't have to be knowing everything about this program. You got to know enough just to get a meeting. And usually that's the relationship and following through with the elevator speech that I'll make sure the guys have so they can send it out to everybody. Okay. Because you're just going to give bullet points and catch. It's like a big fish hook. You're going to catch the fish with this hook and then we'll land them. Okay.
So now what we're going to do right here is that not only Hugh and Corey is committed to help our agents. So now we need to have a basic understanding what this program is. But however, we will employ more trainings to train a few agents to really understand the in-depth of this. For example, how do you read the proposal? Each employee, what are they going to get, so on and so forth. So this elite group of agents will be out there to replace Corey and Hugh and Bobby in the future so that you can actually do presentations for your group or for other people in the company. And of course, you will share the so-called benefits for all the people, all the companies that you talk to, regardless if they are in your team or not. So we are forming this group right here. So now, ladies and gentlemen, Hugh saying that he's in the insurance business. Many of you are in the insurance business, and not many insurance agent know something like this. It's perfect timing for you to go out there to talk to the insurance agents and get them involved. Because again, this is I believe this is going to be a door opener for a lot of professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So Corey, Hugh, do you have a proposal for the case that we closed yesterday that we enrolled? Is it possible for you to show them the different the proposal, what it looks like? Do you have that or you don't?
Well, what I showed was actually what we actually did for the open enrollment, and
Open
that was
enrollment.
for that group. Yeah,
Okay.
that was the proposal that we put together just to share with the group. You know, I don't have the proposal showing their numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
something that we would keep private. But
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
yeah,
So again, any questions? So this is not a complicated program. It's not going to go anywhere. It's actually signed into law back in 2013 under Affordable Care Act.
yeah,
Now, not many companies actually promoting it, but however, what we see is that now there are more and more companies start to promote this. Now,
hmm
last week, about 2 weeks ago, somebody asking me, "Hey, Alan, how do you promote this?" And I share with everybody. Personally, I do not go out there to look for a company one at a time. Yes, you can if you have a lot of relationships, but for me, I would like to, I always, just like what we built Sequoia, I always want to work with companies or organizations or individuals who has the resources for many other companies. So one of the choice that I pick, it's called Chamber of Commerce. I work with Chamber of Commerce. Now, let me share with you why I work with Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce, just like anything else, they have members. All these members are small business owners. By joining that Chamber of Commerce, there got to be some sort of benefit. For example, like marketing, educations, financings, or proposals, business proposals, so on and so forth. So there got to be a reason for the businesses to join that Chamber of Commerce or
Right.
any business organizations. Okay, it could be a business club, business, whatever that might organizations, right? There got to be a reason. Now they do pay a membership fee. Okay. Now, however, if that chamber of commerce or that business organization cannot provide enough value for those businesses, they will leave. So one thing that I do is that I talk to all these chamber of commerce. I let them know that, hey, we can partner this thing up together. Through your chamber of commerce, we can provide benefit to all your members, no out-of-pocket costs. Again, because Hugh is right here, that's why I say no out-of-pocket costs. But normally when I go there, I just tell them that this is free. We can offer free benefit for you. I know that I know you guys do not like me to use that word, but again, um, but I tell them, hey, this is something that it will add value to your chamber of commerce, and that is how you can draw other businesses into your organization by providing something like this. Now, also by more member joining that chamber of commerce, guess what? They have more membership are coming in, and at the same time we can actually turn that chamber of commerce into one of our advisor underneath of you. So now when they go out there to promote, you don't have to do anything. Yes, absolutely, they will make the commission to either $12, $14, $16 per person, whatever that might be, but then you will make the override out of it. So imagine today, now I sign up this chamber of commerce, I have them to go out there to do that 500 companies. Now imagine 500 companies. Let's say only 50% of them sign up. That's still 250 companies. And let's assuming that each company just got 10 employees. That is 2,500 employees that I don't have to do anything and I will override that every single month. Now imagine you are the one that get into in front of the Chamber of Commerce. Now you can become very, very busy. So as I mentioned, next week, we will be in New York attending National ACE Annual Convention. National ACE, it's the biggest Asian chamber, a nonprofit organization representing many, 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 many chamber of commerce. So the meeting is on September 19th in New York. You guess what? September 20th, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, right underneath the National ACE, is going to have their own meeting right here in Washington, D.C. area. So I will come back and Bobby and I will attend that meeting also. So you will find a lot of local Chamber of Commerce in wherever you are. Go talk to them. They are hunger for opportunity like this. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is to introduce them to this program. Corey or Hugh or Bobby will do the introduction, will do the presentation, and they will lock them in for you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, my suggestion for everybody is that, hey, back to the beginning questions from Hill. Why are you here tonight? I hope that you are not a professional meeting attendees. What does it mean? It means that, hey, people will just come to meeting. They love to come to meeting. They love to come all kind of meeting. But again, once the meeting is done, they got all pumped up, got all excited, but then nothing happened. I hope that you're not a professional meeting attendees. You come here, you take something that is very valuable and go out there to really make this, to really put into action. And the bottom line is just like what Gray said. Residual income. That's the most important thing. Why are you and I spending so much time every Wednesday night to talk to somebody that you don't know? We sit in front of a computer and just staring at the screen, listen to someone thousands of miles away. It's not because you like me. I hope that you don't. It's not because I like commercial lending. It's not. It's because I know through opportunity like this, I can change my life. I can change my family's life. I can change my children's life. I can provide a better living standard. So again, I hope that is the reason that you're here tonight. I hope that is what you want to get out of it. Nobody's out there promoting something like this, and you are the first one. Now, being the first one, you need to have a lot of courage. You need to have a lot of courage. Yesterday, I was actually listening to a podcast. It was talking about immigrants and settlers. What is the difference between a settler and an immigrant? The settler, you walk into a place is unknown. You got nothing. You don't have government. You don't have benefit. You don't have welfare. You don't have tools. You don't have nothing. You open up that ground for yourself. Once you open up that ground, you claim that territory. Now, what about immigrant? Immigrant, when they come into this country, everything is already set. Immigrant go into a country, look for opportunities. Settler go into a place, create opportunities. And we are settlers. We are pioneers because no, this is it's a blue ocean out there. Nobody have touched this ground. So either you believe it or you don't. It's totally up to you. But we have the expert right here. We have somebody that's been in this industry for over 10 years. You are not here alone. So either tag along with us or you will just watch us grow. So make a decision. Right now it's already in September. By the end of 2026, only approximately 100 days away. That is the end of 2025. Make a decision as a company. Our goal is to reach 1,000 enrollment by December 31st, 2025. 1,000. Next year, 2026, we will reach 10,000. Let's just talk about this year. Out of this 1,000, this is the company goal. What about you? Out of that 1,000, how many will come from you? Don't even think about your team, just yourself. How many come from you? You personally need to make money. That is one thing that I learned from the Navy. Don't lead until you know your job. Don't attempt to lead anybody until you know your job. So before you build any so-called any teams, make sure that you yourself can close a few deals. So that's all I have to share with everybody. Any questions or whatsoever? Okay, again, if you have any questions, you know where to find us. All the training that we have, we record it, we post onto YouTube channel. If you have any questions or whatsoever, ask us on Facebook, on YouTube. Every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, noon Pacific time, we have meet the team Zoom. Feel free to come online. We have 1 hour free. It's just dedicated for you. All of our management level, myself, Bobby, George's, Beggies and Katrina's and Vaughn's and everybody in the corporate will be in the Zoom to answer any questions that you have or talk about any topic that you have. So if you want to talk to us, feel free to come online every Thursday at 3 p.m. Okay? Anything? Well, thank you so much, Hugh. Anything for you to add?
No, just remember, hey, you guys are referral agents. Get out there and refer.
Yep.
And we'll do the business.
That is
and we'll help you along the way. The best way to learn, like the best way for me learning, was getting all these different companies, and I would get with Will and I say, Will, I need you to meet this company. And Will, I need you to meet this company. And then I would watch the interaction and I would watch the questions they'd ask, and I hear his answers. I go, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's how you answer that question. Like, you learn by doing, not be, just the meetings. But when you get in the mix and then you're asked the questions, you go, hey, I don't know the answer to that question, but I'll get back to you because I know someone who knows the answer to that question. That's fine. Just be upfront, gut little honest, and God will bless it. It'll happen. So.
And you also do what? You also earn by learning. That is the beautiful part. You also earn by learning. So it's Thursday.
Someone did ask a question that came up in the chat. Is there any particular time a company can do this? They asked, is there a special open enrollment time for this? Okay, so it's going to be based on the company. Like, I've got companies that actually had their open enrollment in June, right, for their medical, and I would offset this by a month or 2 months after, just so there was no confusion, because this is different than their standard medical and dental and vision. Okay, it's a different kind of offering. This is their wellness. So I would always offset it either 1 to 2 months and whatever worked best for the HR so that person did not feel additional pressure. Okay. So you just really be empathetic and sensitive to the HR person because they're the ones having to juggle all the plates of making this kind of stuff work. And we do the majority of the work so they don't feel additional extra work. Really, they don't. We're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. They are coordinating with us and with their people, of course. And so we want that coordination to be seamless and very easy for them. But yeah, great question to ask. Thank you for pointing that out and asking that question. That was an excellent question. All right. You're welcome.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
Okay. If
Yes.
nothing else, I see you guys. If you are coming to New York next week, we have another training. We have another Zoom for you to talk about a meeting next week. It's going to be huge. You come here, you will be meeting a lot of businesses, and we will be promoting the wellness program in that during that meeting. So it's a great opportunity for you to meet. I was told that there will be over 1,000 businesses are going to be in the in the meeting next week. So again, if you are coming to New York, we will have a Zoom for you next week. Okay. Other than that, hey, Hugh, thank you so much for your insight about this program, and definitely we will have you on our platform more often to train our agent and share with us what is the latest out there. But
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for another Wednesday night. And other than that, I see you next Thursday, Wednesday. Good night,
Thank you for
everyone.
having me. Great to meet
Thank
you
you.
all.
Good night.
Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.